Were you born between 1981 and 1990?
If back so, to it.
Some exciting news. You could get a Publix gift card. No catch, no hidden fees, no credit card required.
Our company, the scopes we signed in 2025 in fee for social creative are 10-20x what we were getting the year before. So the speed in which the dollars are going, we are, to take a step back, I'm making too many assumptions. VaynerMedia, we are full-fledged media and full-fledged creative in every category, social, digital, and traditional. We have dozens of creative AORs. And on that side of the equation, we have much bigger scopes for the social creative in fee than the above the line creative in fee. And I know all of you are starting to see that because I'm enough in the business world, and it happened fast. There are clients where we were the social partner getting $700,000 in fee for the year, and the creative AOR, Anomaly, Droga, Wine, whatever, they were getting $4 million, and in 18 months it flipped. And I think we're never going back. I would tell you all, I just think it's all wrapped up now, especially because I think it's the AI overlay on top of this. Just like anything in life, it takes like 6 things to make the thing happen. This isn't just that, though it was happening anyway, the industry was starting to get into a social first environment. I think the acceleration of what AI is going to do for creative it's just getting hard for a Fortune 500 to get excited about spending $1.3 million on making a single 30-second video and spending $5 to $10 million to amplify that and then do matching luggage and digital and social to support the idea that we guessed in a room like this, which is based on politics and insecurities and guessing. So I think that's where we're at. I think the craft, it's funny, going through this industry, I remember maybe the 3rd or 4th year I was at Cannes. It was like 2 a.m. at the Carlton, and some extremely drunk creative director from a holding company came up to me and was like, you know what? I really fucking hate you. I'm like, all right, here we go. I was like, here we go. But I'm like pretty good in that setting because I understand the context. I'm like, go ahead. He's like, you don't care about the work. And it was the reason I'm telling this story.
You don't care about putting in the work?
It's a really important moment in my career.
That's a bad thing.
I'm the only one that cares about the work. And it was funny. He sobered up quick, and we had this really interesting conversation. I said, the way our industry considers the work is for ourselves. We're insular. I'm like, you're telling me that the awards that are going to be given today, that is all politics and already thought out. You all know, like that's the work. I care about someone actually seeing a video or a picture and actually.
I've got my flash goal. Hey, how about that?
Called second-rate art. And we need to consume that and be fucking accountable to that. And
they
one of the reasons
to 20
that over the last decade so much marketing has gone in-house is because we haven't been good enough. That's real fucking talk. And so I'm actually very passionate about this industry. I want agencies to succeed. I spend time with my direct competitors and try to add deposits and help them grow because I want it for us. Meaning, I don't view that as a negative. We're going to go in and pitch and it's going to be subjective. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like that's hurting Vayner. I think we can all be there, but we as an industry really need to wake up. And like the doors are closing in quick. And we just need to be dramatically more consumer centric. And the information that is being consumed by the 8 billion people outside this room, it is predominantly coming through this. And the thing that is most dominant on this,
people's attention has gone from the TV to the phone, if y'all haven't.
Yes, there's gaming and there's utility apps. And until we swallow that pill that so many of us have not wanted to, and understand that the creative that works in there is the work, and especially now, I don't think it's lost on anybody that's close enough to this, the algorithms flipped 3 years ago. And now we're completely interest-based. Organic reach measures relevance. That's insane. We finally can measure creative. Like, honestly, we can hold creative accountable. I think that's what I really am passionate about. And like that's where it's going. And until we have a distribution change, which might be the Meta glasses in 6 years, might be something else, but until we have a distribution change, this is it. And I think the people that most understand how to storytell in that environment and understand the best practices. We at Vayner, we call it PAC, platforms, algorithms, and culture.
Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Take a dip with the $5 Classic box. Indulge in the $7 Supreme box. Or try the $9 Discovery box featuring the crispy chicken burrito. Get Lux for less only at Taco Bell.
On August 1st, see Liam Neeson like never before.
I'm gonna ruin another suit. Says you served 20 years for man's laughter. You mean manslaughter? Must have been quite the joke.
With Hotels.com, members save up to 20%. With that kind of discount, you could stay at a place with a killer spa. Get a manicure, clean up those mitts a little, eh? Hotels.com. Members save up to 20% at hundreds of thousands of hotels.
Why does the world need good design? So morning light can spill in. So breakfast is all hands on deck. And so lazy mornings flow into lazy afternoons. In our homes, there are no unlived-in parts, no off-limit rooms. We build feet-on-the-furniture kinds of places. Because we design homes where light.
I think it's really simple to understand. Like if you want to sell something in this market, in Thailand, in Boston, in Rio de Janeiro, which platforms have the attention and how do they work? How does the algorithm work? So what creative units? I'll give you a real life example. This may help some of you, I hope it does. 1 second videos on Facebook proper right now are dominant. So most people will post a picture and you'll post it. If I made a picture right now and posted it on Pepsi's Facebook in Europe and posted it, it would, and let's just say whatever the reality of how many followers in the algo, if that got 8,000 reached people, if I made the same exact thing, but I made it a 1 second video instead of a picture, which is a picture, it would get 100,000 views. And it would get 14 more comments, which would give me more consumer insights. And then I could do it again. That level of craft, people love to talk about craft in this industry. Craft, which for a common sense man like me equals let's spend a lot of fucking money on production that means nothing to the business. That's how when someone's like, I care about the craft, I'm like, you have lost your way. You're in the ether. We're in the muckery of marketing for the sake of marketing, not remembering what we all do here for a living. And so my tough love, my pushback, my passions, my different take over the last decade has been more about what is happening now, which is this industry doesn't need to exist. Every one of us, very likely, I would go with now, if we're in marketing in 10 years, are working at a brand, not an agency. And we fucking blew it. Thank you. All right, that's like the things on my mind in a macro. I can go anywhere, influencer marketing, AI influencers, gaming, live social shopping I'm obsessed with. Let's just do Q&A. Yes, what's your name?
I'm Maddie.
Maddie.
I'm from Tiffany & Co.
Amazing.
And I'd love to have your take on creator content and keeping up at speed for luxury brands.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that's doing it really well? I have a lot of kind of barriers around brand safety.
Yeah.
And very much leading on creator content as well at the same time. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's right. I think here's a couple things. As soon as you said I'm a Tiffany & Co., you know where it's going, right? Like this industry, Fortune 5,000 companies with marketing and social first new environment. in general, I mean, we have some brands that are toilet paper and treat themselves like they're Tiffany's, right? So you have all those feelings, but then when you're actually one of them, it adds another level of complexity. And now, I'm sure not lost to anyone, especially for brands like yourselves, all of a sudden,
All right,
the
let's
Instagram
level up here a
brand
little
has
bit.
become like the
Don't
TV
forget to
ad.
get them
We're
roses.
I mean, I'm in meetings
Let's
with
hit that
high-end
goal.
brands where they're
20
literally
roses.
treating a single post on Instagram like it's a fucking Super Bowl spot, right? And so have you all, like rounds of revisions. It's so against the way that social should work. So I would tell you that I'm going to throw something out here that might help a lot of you. The people that have really cracked this, in my opinion, in luxury, have realized what handle strategy means. Creating another handle at casual Tiffany's and giving the creative team the ability to be a little more casual in that handle. Because as you all know, no longer do we need followers to get reach. So once we switched from needing followers, this whole strategy has opened up for us. It's been huge for us. Please take it, steal it, here it is. Like, I think it will help you because what you're trying to get out of is the politics of the internal team. There's nobody at Tiffany's that is deeply grounded enough in PAC to know that the subjective opinion. Here's what, actually, let me say it this way, this may help you. Here is my full presentation when we work with an extreme luxury brand. We do the meeting, it gets to this point, we all know what they care about. Like, this is a 150-year brand of luxury, Gary, fuck you, okay, fine, I get it. I then put on the screen, take my phone, AirPlay in, and I type in Tiffany's on Instagram, search, enter, and I show them 900 posts about Tiffany's in the last 24 hours. And I ask them, are you controlling the brand? Our one fucking post a week to the 900 posts, like this industry is stuck in a book that was written in 1991 called How Brands Grow. If you unpack the process of how people do creative, it is grounded in that. That book was written before the internet. Controlling the brand is just a fake ideology. It's, and so we need to win on relevance, which means we need a lot more creative. And like, if you want someone who's just become newly found wealthy, who's 29 because they had a big exit of their startup and you want them in, that's a very different fucking picture and video than third generation wealthy gal from the Upper East Side. And we need them all to get them in. So I think handle strategy might work. I think so here's something again for people. I will tell you one of the other things in the last 24 months that's changed our company, and we've had a lot of growth, is that I finally put my foot down on something we call elephant meetings. The other thing that has worked for us is we're just telling the fucking truth with no wavering. And if you believe that there's a different way to do it, then you just need to have an elephant meeting and show them the 900 posts in the last day and be like, in a world of this, what do you want from me? But I don't know if anyone's doing it right. I think people, there's two things that are slightly wrong in this world. They're treating social like print. It's really wrong. Again, even that 1 second video versus a picture, like for me, we are trying to maximize on reach because it is earned. Here's something I talk about internally that might really land for all of you. This is gonna make a lot of sense to all of you. For the last 70 years, working media has been disguising bad creative. Today, working media should be used to amplify good creative. We are spending billions of dollars in media at Vayner, which is unusual for a creative shop, right? When we have the client fully our way, which is obviously 20% of the time, maybe 10, we don't spend $1 on media on a piece of creative unless it over-indexes organically. Not $1. We even have clients that are in year 2 that have taken down their working media budget and put it into creative because that's what actually happens in this. I actually predict that the split is at the next, maybe call it 3 years from now, which I think will be the apex moment of social creative at scale. I believe the mix will be 50-50 creative and media instead of 80-20 20 on a good day. So I think a lot of changes. So
I'm the caption founder of Favorite Thing, so it's a haircare brand.
Yes.
Sephora.
yes,
And I wanted to ask, in the beauty industry, we've obviously got a lot of celebrity brands coming out, and now, working with the likes of Sephora, it's all about following founders.
Yes. yes,
So as a non-celebrity founder brand, I'm trying about my own founder-led strategy
Yes.
for the business.
yes.
What tips do you have for like founder-led brands with founder social?
I mean, there's two ways. I think my number one.
He is amazing. What up,
is
homie?
don't be
How you
hype,
doing, bro?
Right. So
Top of the morning to you from
I'm
Tampa.
entertaining myself up here. I don't think you need to do what I did. I really don't. I don't think everybody needs to build their personal brand. I think you can, and I think it's a massive weapon, but you also have to be self-aware. If you are like deeply like passionate about being the operator, and you wake up in the morning and you love supply chain, and I mean this, like I'm not that many people do, but like I like weird stuff. Like you might like supply chain, or you like being a leader, or you're more COO, right, than personality. I don't think it's going to work anyway. You can get to a certain place, but I'm sure here we all know like there's things we're naturally talented at and our ceiling's high, and there's things that we're not as naturally talented at. That we may work on it. Like I've worked on my health and fitness. It's better than it was 10 years ago, but I'm never going to be a fucking Adonis superstar athlete. Like we have ceilings. So I think, but if you decide you can do it and you're into it, then you got to go all in. You've got to do a weekly podcast, interviewing people from the industry and influencers. You've got to create a format
Most
of content
Dev, you stay blessed as well.
replicatable for you.
Appreciate the
Like,
likes. Don't forget to hit that share
10
button.
years ago, I knew that this really mattered, and I decided to film myself every minute, much to the chagrin of the entire human world, and took a lot of cynicism, and people really had things to say, mainly behind my back, but even occasionally to my face. But I knew that I was just working 15 hours a day, and I wasn't going to make content. But I knew there was content every second I was living, and I knew that I was in control of the post-production, and it really changed everything for me. Right now, the most famous people in the world emerging to Gen Alpha are IRL streamers, fully streaming their life 24/7. The next level of what I did. Mine was filmed and then out. This is fucking live, right? And so, I think you have to find a way. Another way is going on podcasts regardless of the size. One thing I did in 15, 16, and 17 that was confusing to a lot of people, and now people that are really deep in personal brand understood, I would go on very small podcasts because I won
Gary
twice. At
V.
that point, I already had a little bit
Watch
of
some
juice.
Gary V
So
YouTube
I was
videos
putting
right
on
now.
someone, which is karma is a real currency, my friends. If you believe with anything I'm saying here, let me leave you with this. Doing good things is wildly ROI positive. So I was at a place where I could pick a podcast that was just starting and said yes and gave up my most valuable asset, which is my time, but it wasn't completely selfless. Yes, I would be on a show that then would clearly use my name and get their guests, and many big podcasts today did that, and it feels incredibly amazing, but I also got the 30 minutes of content.
We got any fellow entrepreneurs out there?
Okay, Megan.
Anybody going for the goals in life?
All right, Zach, let's get to work.
Give me a thumbs up in the chat, bro.
My husband, Dean, always worried that his diabetes would keep him from enjoying retirement, but Dexcom G7 has made it easy for Dean to manage his sugar levels and spend more time in range. We're feeling good about the future, wherever it takes us.
72-hour odor protection with only 9 ingredients isn't a myth.
Alright, we got up on this live before the sun even came up, man. I went to bed at 8:30 last night.
They count on you.
So I'm meeting the sun up doing my work.
And that's why you count on us.
Working on my goals, my company.
Or in person.
Finding out ways to build my brand. Not just personal brand, me, Rhett the Freak Giddens, but building my company's brand at the same time. And then learning how to build other
I didn't
people's.
do shit, just had to answer questions, right? So, I think finding a format, but I think you could go on a 25 to 50 podcast tour to tell your story over and over. There's some distribution from that podcast, but the clips that come out can become ammo for you to use on LinkedIn and Instagram and things of that nature.
You mentioned about kind of comments and taking the consumer insights out. Just Eat post on social, and you've got writer issues, cold food,
Of course,
so thing.
of course.
I've done it before, but what's your advice for kind of handling those? We can't all be writing and abuse people, but which is a good strategy, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I think any advice on managing that and trying to turn that in. I'm looking for ideas to try and turn that into a tool and a weapon to manage.
Yeah, by the way, it's how I started my company. The way I built my dad's wine store in the Twitter 2007 era was replying to every person, good or bad.
Yeah.
I think, look, some of us have business issues that are so massive, even if we accept accountability, it's not like we can change out of plastic if that's what they're complaining about tomorrow, right? So, for a business, I think replying to anything that you could be accountable to and owning that within social, that's an easy fix, or a refund, or like something clever, a t-shirt, like however you want to play it, I think you always do that. And then on the things that are like ingrained, you got to really sit and bring those to the boardroom or into your own head and be like, what are we doing about this? But like, I will tell you that the consumer insights of a model that we do, which is for most of our clients, we're posting 4, 7, 15 pieces of creative a day in social. I would argue that the consumer insights that come out of that creative is worth the price of admission. In fact, we have been funded in our growth on our creative product from consumer insights P&Ls the second year, because we're bringing actual consumer insights while our clients are paying for like bullshit reports from like Forrester or something.
So I want to hear your insights about B2B influencer.
Ooh, thank you. So that's a great one. B2B influencer marketing. So that's epic. So that's probably the thing that I'm most excited about in my lab that hasn't really hit the ether. Like, if I put out a lot of content, you won't find a lot from me on B2B influencer marketing because the last 6 months I've actually been very deep in it. So I think LinkedIn is disproportionately the most underrated social network. I believe if you sell food, beauty products, sneakers, you should be treating LinkedIn the way you treat Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok. There's just so much reach from content. That has always been a thesis of ours. I personally have felt the effects of B2B, influencer life for my business, and have been studying it for a lot of SaaS businesses and on a lot of boards and investments I've made. I've done founder-led and non-founder-led content in LinkedIn from an influencer standpoint that has been remarkable. I think the single 2 most interesting things that are happening in influencer marketing is AI influencers that are not human beings. And that's a really important conversation because I believe everybody that owns their business is going to be in the intellectual property business. They're going to own 10 influencers, not rent it out. That's a different story. And number 2 is B2B influencers. I think this year, it's going to be a big conversation. And I think a lot of people who built audiences on Twitter and on LinkedIn are going to start getting big paychecks from B2B companies in the way that we've seen in B2C the last 3 to 4 years. Go ahead. Yeah, Ken.
Because I find like the main challenge is finding influencers on LinkedIn and Twitter. For example, I marketeers to promote my platform. So I search on YouTube, it's easy, videographers, cinematographers, and then I get a whole list and I can see them according to views, according to engagement, according to thousands of things. But in LinkedIn, there are very few that have lots of followers. Even them, see that the engagement on specific posts, only now they started videos on LinkedIn, but see that the engagement is very low. So it's not marketing millennials or Gary Vee or.
Yep.
So how do even hashtag like how they find them?
Yeah, so look, I think first, I think what I tend to do when I need to find longer tail is I hire hand-to-hand combat, humans to do the research. It's there. Like if you use ChatGPT right now and Google and Perplexity and say who are the top 100 followed people on LinkedIn, you will land on a page, I've done it multiple times myself, on a page that will show you the first 20 and ask you for money for the rest. and it is well worth your money for that. So it's out there because I've spent some real time on this. I think it's 50 to 100 hours of finding them and then creating a constant flow. But I think the other thing, to your credit, of why it's hard to find and why I reacted the way I did, it's also not a big conversation right now. What's about to happen is it's about to become a huge conversation, and then inevitably Ad Age is gonna write the top 50 fucking B2B influencers article, and that will help you. Somebody will build a database, and it will just start, it's just starting to bubble up. But yeah, I mean, I'm on the receiving end of it because I'm always in that top 25 list, and the economic impact of a B2B influencer is no different to why B2B companies do more sales than marketing. Like, it's going to be very ROI positive. It is going to be very lucrative. I think B2B influencers are going to make some real money. I really do. I think podcasts is a good place for you to look too. That's where I found a bunch, because you can go to Spotify and Apple and look at the top 200, and there's some categories of like tech. Like you'll see, it's definitely bubbling. Authors, people that are writing books that don't sell well, but there is a little bit juice for them on LinkedIn. So I've done Amazon searches for like deep tech and SaaS, and to see who wrote a book, and then go look at their LinkedIn. Time to go already? Yeah. Shit. Go ahead, sneak it in.
Ash from TikTok.
Yes.
Agency. My question was on, are you going to see brands migrate away from creators to perhaps AI-led avatars to have more control?
100%. What the influencers did to celebrities, AI influencers are about to do to influencers, and they're going to cry about it, and the hypocrisy is going to be fascinating. By the way, in a real fucking way. Every person here has interacted and consumed an AI influencer and has no idea. There's the ones that you do know, like the sleazy, OnlyFans type girls. You can see they're not real. Every person here has consumed an AI influencer piece of content and don't know they did. And that's today. In 24 months, it's gonna be like, why in the world would you not own your influencer? No risk, you own the IP, you can monetize it. You start off using it to build your business, and then the fucking thing for some reason has 1 million followers. You're like, wait a minute, I can get 10,000 from this fashion brand? People are gonna subsidize their marketing by owning their influencer. Now, the issue is there's only 8 billion people on Earth. I think in about 24 months, I'm gonna have 8 billion influencers myself. So I do think that we're gonna learn what supply and demand means. One of the reasons I was able to build my career was I was first on all these platforms. So I got to 1 million followers on Twitter when there was 8 million people on Twitter. If I, today, where I am at, tried to start my process of getting to 1 million followers on Twitter with 100 million people on the platform, good luck. It's just supply and demand of attention. So I think it's gonna be interesting. I think the people that move first, like this year, will get some real benefits, but every nanosecond it's gonna get harder because, sorry, bye, I'm sorry, bye everyone. See ya.
Hi, I'm Melissa Origin, and I'm the co-founder of Origin Bees. Our brand focuses on
I have 15 million followers on TikTok. My latest post on TikTok right there has 25,000 views. Now, I'm starting a new account where I'm just going around TikTok and I'm replying to people. It's called Gary V Replies. This video, the one that I just posted, has 32,000 and I only have 461 followers. It doesn't matter what account you're posting on. The quality of the content is what's going to matter. I have 15 million followers on TikTok. My latest post on TikTok right there has 25,000 views. Now, I'm starting a new account where I'm just going around TikTok and I'm replying to people. It's called Gary V Replies. This video, the one that I just posted, has 30.
I am my father's savage daughter, the one who runs path
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, X. As a small business owner in 2025, you're being pulled in 6 different directions at once, yet none of them seem to be working quite like they used to. The organic reach across all these platforms has dropped to between 0.05 and 3%. So that means if you have 1,000 followers, only 5 people might actually see your posts. And with your limited time and resources, you can't afford to be everywhere, especially when the platforms themselves
Want to glow up? For your phone? With Verizon, everyone gets a free phone on any plan. And now I have Google Gemini. Here's another beauty tip. Shh, let's keep this between us. Get in on this.
are making it harder than ever to get noticed. So which one actually deserves your attention right now? After analyzing hundreds of service businesses and their social media results, I have found a clear winner, and it's probably not what you think. In this video, I'll show you how each major social media platform has changed in 2025 and which ones are becoming dead ends for service businesses, the exact pros and cons of each platform so you can decide what's going to be the best use of your time for your specific business, and the one platform that consistently outperforms all the others for building trust and generating qualified leads without needing you to be everywhere at once. So imagine you're sitting down to watch TV, but instead of one remote control, you have a pile of them scattered across your coffee table. One for the TV, one for the audio, one for your DVD player, another for your streaming box. It's a mess. That's exactly what social media marketing can feel like for most service business owners today, juggling multiple platforms, each with different algorithms and quirks and best practices. It's overwhelming and honestly inefficient to master all of them. But what if I told you that for most service businesses, you really only need one remote? The only question is, which one? Let's start with Instagram. It's completely transformed from what it used to be, right? It's no longer all about photo albums and pretty pictures. Right now, it's more of an entertainment platform that really heavily favors Reels, which get about 4 times the reach of static posts. And even with that, only about 3% of your followers will ever actually see what you post organically. And when I say organically, I mean without paying for reach with an ad. And for service businesses, Instagram does have some pros. It's excellent if your service is visually oriented, think design work, home improvement, or photography. And the DM feature lets you make a more personal connection with potential clients. Plus, you can target locally through location tags and local hashtags. Take Dr. Munib Shah. He's a dermatologist who grew 6 million followers in just a year by consistently posting educational skincare content. His success came from building trust. People need to feel like they know and trust you as a service provider. But here's the question. Is the effort worth the result for your specific business? Because there are some big downsides too. You need to constantly be creating visual content, which can take a lot of time. You don't have many options for links, so getting that traffic back to your website can be a challenge. And possibly worst of all, your content ends up being pretty disposable. It's gonna show up for a day or 2 tops, then it's right back to the hamster wheel. But if you do decide to focus on Instagram,
everybody who's listening right now is one piece of content away from their life being different. Everybody who's listening right now is one piece of content away from their life being different. Do you know how insane that is?
That's Gary Vee's philosophy when it comes to social media in 2025. Gary has built one of the most recognizable personal brands in the world and scaled VaynerMedia to over $365 million in revenue. We sat down with Gary to unpack what brands should be doing on social and why so many are missing the mark.
Being remarkable at social means that your business will be dramatically bigger. It's the single most important thing to do if you want to grow your top line revenue.
Gary is not posting for fun.
Every time I post on social organic, I'm trying to win.
He's relentless, he's strategic, but it's no secret social has changed. So what are people still getting wrong?
They need to realize that it's not about followers the same way. They need to realize that they have to mix up their content more to find different audiences while doubling down on what works for them.
In this episode, we break down everything, the platforms most people are sleeping on, why organic is king again, and the exact mindset you need to play this game.
Organic is king
You want your
again,
brand to
organic
explode in
growth.
2025, this episode is your blueprint.
Oh, this
Natural growth.
In day trading attention,
yes,
you said that 90% of brands, they just do not get strategy.
Yes.
They're not doing strategy. If you could sit
within social,
if you could,
they're not, honestly, you could broaden it, but fine.
If you could sit them down, brand or creator, and talk to them for 60 seconds, what would you say about social strategy?
That it's the single most important thing to do if you want to grow your top line revenue. Let's start with that. The reason it's easy for me to say that 90% of people and companies don't take this shit serious is I do not believe that 90% of people understand that being remarkable at social means that your business will be dramatically bigger. I believe that many people know that if you are remarkable at basketball, you will make lots of money a year, more than if you're remarkable at being an accountant. I believe when it comes to marketing and business, it's the reverse. Basically, everyone's acting as being a remarkable accountant will make you more money than being a remarkable basketball player. That's the point of my entire thesis.
They're sleeping. They're sleeping on it.
They're sleeping on it.
Coming here, I remember seeing a video and I was like, if I'm not posting every day, I'm not flying out here.
Yes.
You know, so
Yes.
I've been on the grind. We've been busting our ass with the pod for the last 3 years, every single day. And it's like,
And then the question becomes, so that's one,
Mhm.
and you've gotten there.
Mhm.
Next thing I would look at, if we were like all first cousins and we're getting together right now, and we were like actually ourselves, but we're first cousins. But I've been busy, but now we're hanging out for 4 days at the grandpa's, and they're like, and you guys are like, hey, can you like really look what the fuck we're doing? I'm like, okay, cool, I'll do it. The next thing I would look at is how many platforms are you on, and how do you do it on those platforms? Right? Let's take an average 26-year-old dude like you guys, right? How old are you?
27.
Nailed it.
29.
I'm pretty proud of that.
But we look 26.
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's your personal life in like dating, like what's your personal like romantic relationship. Then there's your careers. Then there's who are you guys as a friend? Like, are you good homies? Or are you like so in your own shit right now you can't be a great friend? Then I don't know if you have siblings, like who are you as a sibling? Then there's the version of you of who you are as a son, right? And as I'm saying this right now, I'm sure you're going through it and everyone's going through it. You're better at some things and you're worse at other things. That's called being a fucking human being. That's how I think about Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. The first thing I would look at, first I would know, because you just said it, you guys were in it. But then I'd be like, yeah, you're like overly focusing on fucking TikTok and Instagram. Because that's actually the answer to almost everyone. Just like physical trainers, like they all know like all the things we have, like, oh, everyone's quads are fucked up or everyone's glutes are like, that's how like easy it is for me to walk into every meeting. I'm like, I walk into cool guys like you doing the thing in a new way. I'm like, these guys are not fucking paying attention to Facebook.
Oh no, I took your advice. We started posting them now.
And?
It's like 7 in, so we don't have.
So it's early.
Yeah,
You
early.
really prepped for this.
Yeah. Brother, I wasn't about to
You were ready for me to like flip it and
I
be like,
was
you
ready.
post on Facebook,
Yeah,
you're like, yes, we do.
Organic
You were-
Facebook,
yeah.
organic Facebook.
But here's what excites me. We're getting in it now. Then after I'm like, are you on everything? Then I'm gonna look at like, do you know how to do Snapchat Spotlight? Do you know how to do LinkedIn? And so like, it's a very deep game. And what would I say to everybody? Organic social is life. Then you do paid. Then you do campaigns. Then you do influencers. And I think organic social for most people still is like last place if you're a big company. Because they think about social media from a paid. I literally just had a meeting right before this meeting where they were like, no, we're good. We're running paid ads on social. I'm like, no, it's organic social. And then when something does well, paid ads. Don't use media to amplify bad creative and really hide bad creative. Use it to amplify good creative.
Test and learn, push money behind what's
Yes,
working.
but here's the key. It's not test and learn.
Okay.
It's market every day. And when you have winners, know what to do with it. every time I post on social organic, I'm trying to win. I'm not like, oh, let's throw it against the wall and see what sticks. This is not spray and pray. This is fucking real to me.
But going at it every day, you're getting more at bats. Like I feel like somebody who's kind of posting a few times a week versus someone who's going multiple times a day on multiple platforms, you're just getting more reps.
Yeah, and everybody's so insecure. They'd rather have more views on one post so they let it sit there for a fucking month. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm trying to win out here. And so, like, yeah, I mean, more at bats is more at bats. Like, everybody who's listening right now is one piece of content away from their life being different. Do you know how insane that is?
It's crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
But it didn't used to be like that. You talk
Correct.
about the TikTokification of content.
That's right. What I now call interest media.
Yeah.
Content is finding people that are interested in that content. It's not social media. I'm not posting and every time 80% or 60% of my people see it. Now it's like, I mean, every day someone's like in my comments like, Gary V, where you been? They haven't seen a piece of content from me in 9 months, even though they followed me for 9 years. That's the game we're in now.
How should someone think about their strategy differently now that it's different?
They need to realize that it's not about followers the same way. They need to realize that they have to mix up their content more to find different audiences while doubling down on what works for them. So I'm like, what everybody does, like, Gary, no, I have to have a niche or I have to be consistent. I'm like, me too. That's 80% of my content. But 20% of my content is giving me a chance to fucking explode.
Yeah, we're going for, you can go for a homer.
I wanted to ask you about You Are the Niche as like advice.
Yes.
If you go back on
Thank you for knowing that.
Of course.
Because that was like a once or twice piece of content for me, but I think I'm pumped that you picked up on it because I think it's profound.
You go back on your YouTube channel, and at the time, 17 years ago, you're deep in the wine game.
Yes.
But your YouTube channel, you're posting about so many different things. So
Yes.
how do you feel about the advice of You Are the Niche?
I believe in it. I believe in it.
Oh, I was just about to hit
really
the
think
accept
that-
right there.
Look, there are things, for example, on YouTube proper, me being all over the place is hurting me in some ways. That algo works in a way that like is more Mr. Beast life. I'm okay with that ish. My whole framework of document, don't create, being contextual to a lot of people. There's definitely in a YouTube proper world some shortcomings that come along with that, which is why I've never, even though I have a lot of followers, my views are not strong because I'm not doing the best practices. And that's kind of out of like sustained curiosity if it ever changes, and a shortcoming that I should be better at, and is very much a big priority for mine in 26 of like being more production oriented.
But you like showing multiple different things here.
I do, but I can do that on every other
Hey,
channel. Like,
Q,
YouTube
thanks
now,
for the
like,
live,
my
bro.
face,
Thanks for the
like,
like,
YouTube proper,
bro.
not Shorts has looked me in the face as a platform and like, that's cute, Gary, but like, you're gonna fucking lose if you don't like conform to us, which is more programmatic stuff. So I feel like I'm ready to like fold. Like I feel like YouTube beat me. You know what I mean? Kind of like this can beat me and I got a 2.9. So I think that's where I'm at with that. But bro,
Most
like,
def, man. Bless
everyone does
up.
everything.
Thanks for joining the
Like the
team.
concept that you're gonna find some niche. Oh, so what? You're a magician? So is everybody.
Yeah.
So what are you, a fucking social media expert? That's nice. Like, you know what I mean? Like everyone's doing it. There's 8 billion people. There's gonna be 100 billion people doing it because 92 billion of them are gonna be AI influencers doing it. So how the fuck are you actually gonna break out? It's just you being you all the fucking way.
I saw a clip from.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, 100%. I saw a clip from Hormozy, and he was saying how he started going broad. He was like philosophy, some dating advice, and he's like, my sales dipped or sales dipped like crazy, and he's like, fuck that, we're going back.
That's because he was going brand.
Yes.
Like if you go brand, your sales will dip.
Mm-hmm. So, but you think if he sustained it for a longer period of time, that he would have seen it start to go back up?
I don't know, and I haven't analyzed what Alex is doing. What I would say is in the macro, I do believe that most people don't run marathons, they run sprints. And this is not an indication, Alex. I really genuinely, on the record, like fully have no fucking clue. But like what I would say is that a lot of people want sales.
Sales. Got to be in the sales industry. How to Train a Dragon.
I'm the first Viking who wouldn't kill a dragon. I'm sure I won, though.
Airwick Essential Mist Diffusers, perfectly portable, quick change fragrances make any space fragrant and inviting.
The stakes have been raised and covered in cheese.
Arby's, we are the meat.
Ooh, baby.
I haven't had an Arby's in so long, man.
Wait, stop. Before you watch this next video, I want to make sure you know how My Business Doula, the ultimate business in a box for e-commerce, can.
And like, that's good. It's just that when you build brand, you are not over analyzing every day, month, or even year.
We are sitting in class right now
long does it take
listening
you
to
to
Gary
kind of
Vee
build this muscle,
talk about how
know
to build
something, and you're not
a
so
brand.
definitely attached to what
in
it
the
does because
future.
it's been hard. It's been hard. Like I've been doing it, and I'm like, yo, I'm now looking.
Thank
at
you
the
for
30-day
joining me in
aggregate
class on
total
live on
individual, and
YouTube,
it's so much more holistic
live on
for me.
TikTok.
Because like if you do 3 posts a month or something, you're like so tied to what is going on.
I have never had to make my money from my audience. Think about that.
Yeah.
Right? Like I broke out in wine. I was building a business for my dad. I was getting quadruple hosed. I was building a business that wasn't mine. My dad wasn't paying me for shit, and I wasn't getting any money from my audience. Like a triple host, like triple fucked. So think about how lucky I got. For the first 5 years of my life, I got triple fucked. So I got trained into not worrying about making money from it. Then, when I exploded over the last decade, I've been building VaynerMedia. Yes, I've sold Empathy Wines, I sell VeeFriend stuff, but like if I didn't sell a single VeeFriend, like this company that you're in right now, this company will do $365 million this year. It's a big business. This year, revenue, not valuation, revenue.
Is it true that one of the first Vayner clients came through the wine shop and you had met them there? Or is that
Yes.
It
yes,
is true. Is
yeah.
it Gillette?
Yes, it was a agency that was working with Gillette. He was a customer and he outsourced some work to us.
Talk me through the early days. 'Cause I
Hey,
remember
gotta
hearing
love
about
when they
AJ.
outsource some work to you.
We weren't in this ad agency game. You were just a big listener and you had an inclination of like what you thought would work. How did those early days go? The very early days, because you walk into this room and it's electric. Like I'm just so fired up to be in your office and walk through these halls, and I just wonder, like, what was your idea back then when you're still in the wine shop?
That the world was about to change in a real way, and everything I did was around that. I took
Yo, Sean, what's up, bro? How you doing?
I started to put myself. I was 34 years old when I started to really put myself out there. 31 for 34 Wine Library, but 34 in 2009 is when I'm like, should I show everybody like who I fully am, not just a wine critic? So I did that. Then I started this company. Like basically my mindset was social media is going to eat up the oxygen of the entire world, and I'm going to be at the forefront of it.
And what sparked that for you? Like, what was that thing that you were saying? You were just so in the
I was living
trenches.
it.
Yeah.
I was living it. Like even before Facebook and Twitter, I was trying to figure out how to use MySpace to sell wine, and I couldn't because it was really kids and like I
Some of
couldn't
that
figure
good
it out.
mud right there.
But I was trying to figure it out.
And was there like an aha moment of you using social that led to
Back when I was in jail, I didn't have no
can do
creamer.
this with every other company.
With sugar in
Wine
my
Library
coffee,
TV,
just
I
straight
would review
mud.
wines on Wine Library TV, and I remember right away, episode 1, I was like, I'm not gonna shill. I'm gonna fucking review these wines. And even if I have 100 cases of this shit downstairs and I need to sell it, and if I personally don't like it, I'm gonna say I don't like it, which was bananas crazy.
Yeah.
Like fucking
Nico, what
bananas
up,
crazy.
homie?
But the point I was trying to make with Wine Library TV, and for anybody who's listening right now, it's still my passion to tell people about wine, is this is what I think. Do you like, actually, let's play a game. You guys like oysters?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Good. Uni? Sea urchin?
Here and there.
Yeah.
English peas?
Never had them.
Blueberries?
Yeah, big blueberries.
What's your favorite fruit?
Strawberries.
Yours?
Every day.
Yeah, strawberry.
Great. Literally for me, strawberry is probably 10.
Wow. What's number one?
Blueberries.
Blueberries, mango, kiwi, raspberries.
Dude, a ripe nectarine hits.
You know what's funny? I had a fucking apricot this weekend that blew my face off. But like strawberries, genuinely, this is real. Way down. Like as like the big fruits, like strawberries are just like
It's a hot take.
and it's funny, oranges, bananas, and apples, I'm also like okay with, but like all three of them, and those are like my bottom tier, and I like all three of them more than strawberries. So let me get to the point. You guys shouldn't blindly like every wine that I like. We have different palates. So my point to everybody was like, try different things. Just because I'm an expert, because I know a fuckload about wine, doesn't mean you don't ask me what food you should eat just because I've eaten more food than you. Like, we have our own preferences. So like, the framework of the show made me comfortable saying this is shit, and realizing it won't kill us selling it, because I was pushing the audience of like, don't even listen to me, but try different shit.
Gary is just giving all the sauce.
He really is.
I want to give you guys some sauce though. I want to tell you about Artlist's new voice-to-voice generator. Okay, so what you can do, right? I can record a voiceover, throw it into Artlist, and it'll then create an AI voice matching my tone. So if I want something a little deeper, I just can't get that low. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we know.
I want to, but I just can't. And so I'm trying, but instead I can just throw it into Artlist, and it'll actually create it perfectly for me, and I can adjust all these different levels to get it just how I want it. I feel like there's something I'm missing.
Well, there is. Now their AI image and video generator supports text in your preferred language. So whatever language you speak, they got your back.
As always, you get 2 months for free with a year subscription linked in our bio. Help the rocks out, and let's keep it rolling with Gary's app. So then we get into Vayner. We leave the wine. We're fully going into Vayner. What do you think about social at that period of time? Are you like, YouTube is going to be a ticket? There's going to be more eyeballs. It'll get me in front of CMOs. They'll see this. Maybe I'll be able to book a meeting. Or was it outbound? Were you emailing them?
I already had hundreds of thousands, maybe even 1 million followers on Twitter when no one did already.
Because of all the wine stuff.
Correct.
Okay.
And that blew people's fucking
And that
faces
gave
off.
you social
And that
proof.
gave me social proof.
Okay.
And when you walk into the meeting,
Hey, thank you guys.
Like your brother said,
Stay in
just
tune.
check
Building
out
our entrepreneurial goals.
No, it's even better than that. That would have been like lazy. It was, here's what you should do.
Here's what's
Like,
working.
I literally did what agencies would spend 3 months game planning on, at improv, ad hoc, on the spot.
Oh, you're like, hey, Gillette, this is like actually what you should
Gillette
be
was
doing.
like outsourced, so we had to execute
Okay.
something.
Uh-huh.
The meeting we had with Stride Gum, Stride, was like, basically I told them their entire ideas and marketing plan off the rip. Like, I didn't even know I was like, just because I'm in the, I could do that now.
Yeah, you're in the game.
I'm in the game. That's it, bro. Like, listen, everybody who's listening, whatever you know most, people are like, man, you're such a good public speaker. I'm like, of course, because I only talk about shit I know, and I'm not scared to say I don't know. The reason I do Q&A publicly and almost nobody else does is I'm not scared if you ask me a question and I don't know. Like, if you used, I have humility as my superpower. If you ask me a basic marketing term, acronym, and for some reason I'd never come across it, or maybe I'm having a brain fart, and I would have the humility to be like, what's a TCN? And you'd be like, whoa, what the fuck, Gary Vee? Like, how do you not know? Or CAC. Like, if you're like, hey, what's the CAC? If I, like, for some reason had a weird moment in my brain and was like, I'm sorry, what's CAC? You're like, bro, customer acquisition. Like, where you'd be like, whoa, like, Gary, you're like you would look down on me. I don't give a fuck. So when you have humility and you just talk about shit, I watch so many people do interviews, podcasts, keynote speeches, talking about shit they don't know. And I could smell it on them. Mainly because they're talking about something I might know. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, when I don't know it, then I don't know either.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but, and so I don't know, like, I'm never scared. And I wasn't scared in that meeting. We're building this agency. I understood that I didn't go to marketing school. I knew that I didn't go to ad school. I knew I had no relationships. I knew none of the terminology. I knew nothing other than I knew exactly what was happening and going to happen, which is the only thing that matters.
Yeah, no, it is. Take me back through when TikTok kind of transitions over, and now it is called TikTok. Me and my boy Kyle, we were literally in our fraternity basement hiding from people making videos because they were clowning us so hard for being on TikTok, and we posted every single day, and it worked. So shout out to you for making those videos. What were you telling the big brands you were meeting with, being like, hey, we need to be on?
There's videos of me, and you guys can clip this for audio, of me doing fucking Ask Gary Vee about Musical.ly. Like, this is even before TikTok bought Musical.ly, because it was like Tumblr. Tumblr, the reason I invested in it was around interest, not who. It was what. You were into art, you were into skateboarding, and you followed those accounts. Not you were into wine, but you followed Gary Vee. Got it? You were following interests. I could tell that Musical.ly was going to be that. It was the interest graph, not the social graph. I could see that content was finding audience. I'm like, this is big.
Everyone said I'd have to leave my job to earn a marketing degree.
That's why we use hashtags.
WGU. Their competency-based online model let me complete assignments and take tests at my pace with no set login times. Apply free at wgu.edu.
New Chipotle Honey Chicken brings a hint of pure honey and seared smoked peppers with fresh chicken hot off the grill. For Chipotle heat with a touch of sweet and a perfectly balanced sauce. Chipotle Honey Chicken takes heat and sweet to a whole new level.
Reaching your financial goals can feel impossible. Credit Karma gives you personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more, so you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
Cam, the fans want to know, how do you sleep at night? On a mattress from Mattress Firm.
If I'm not human, what am I?
Let me see one of these. I need to check into this right here. Just, Community Fest after work. July 7th is
This ship collected specimens of 5 new life forms from distant planets. Monsters. We don't lock them down. That will be too late.
Alright, so I just found out this thing up in the corner to give you actual goals to do. I'm still learning the TikTok live thing. My bad. I'll get you out get you out of my face for a second. I just gotta see this real quick. The live calendar.
You just make it, and whatever comes to you, comes to you. And then your interest, it starts to.
Guys, do you understand that you could double your podcast audience if you guys made a video about burgers? People don't believe that when I say that.
Go deeper on that.
I will. By you throwing off speed pitches, that 20%, that gives you the opportunity to get a whole new world. If you guys just literally told a frat story of a keg stand, that's the video that might get 3 million views. And they'd be like, who are these guys? Oh shit, this podcast. Oh, I do that. Like, people are not giving themselves a chance to be discovered. People want sales. People want depth.
People want you to get money,
philosophy,
and not want to entertain you.
consistent ideologies. It's not how the game works.
Another piece of advice that you've given is sawdust content, which I love. Can you go deep on if there's a brand and they have a big photo shoot coming up, like how can they best utilize that whole campaign, that day shoot, to get as much content as possible?
An intern that's there setting up the food in the corner for this shoot you're doing around your fucking nice watch might be doing the thing that most sells watches. So if you're filming everything, if everything's meta, if everything's a production day, I mean, most retailers should be filming their stores day to day.
Word.
Like the security cam.
Word,
Footage,
bruh.
post-produced properly, is probably more effective than the fucking millions of dollars they're spending on making videos and pictures to sell fucking shirts at the Gap. Like, people don't get
If
it.
your marketing
It's
strategy
like-
is to put it in some free
just so
magazine
goddamn
that they don't,
obvious.
nobody looks
It's like
at.
the mundane. It's the
Your
fucking
business
why
in trouble
reality
in the
TV
future.
works. It's why influencer marketing works. Like, people are interested in different, like, everyone's pumping the, do you really fucking believe your nice photo shoot for your fucking sweatpants is what's gonna get it done?
It ain't
That's what
even that
every piece of
close.
content on Instagram is.
Okay, so if you
So
are,
that the model, when they sat down and like said lettuce is fucking delicious, that's the thing.
yeah,
Do you think they're afraid though because they're like that isn't on brand, like the luxury
Yes.
brand? Yeah, that's what.
But
it
that's
is.
why they're bad marketers.
100%. Yeah. Even so, when you sit down with these big boys and you're talking to them and you're saying, "Hey, this is what we should be doing," how much pushback are they still giving you on like their social strategy?
At this point in my career, not a lot to me, but then they don't do it.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
in
yes.
10 years ago, they would shit on my fucking face and like push back and yell and argue with me. And then I ended up being right to a lot of them. So now in these meetings, they're not really pushing back. They're yesing me to death, but then they're not doing it. So their pushback is more like in reality, not in the meetings. In the verbal meetings, like I'm also incredibly hard to debate with because I really know too much about what's actually
You
happening.
should be hard to debate
When I
with, though.
told
They should
Pepsi that
have to
Liquid
prove me
Death,
wrong.
Prime Energy and Poppy were a problem, and they're like, no, it's not. And then it is, like, this is now 15 years deep. When I said TikTok, when I said inflate, like, it's like, it gets hard. And I know how to talk to them now. By the way, I'm not trying to be cruel with our clients. It's not cool to talk to our clients.
When you say,
You know what I mean? Like I'm talking, these are business meetings. I'm not trying to put on a show.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's cool to talk to the CMOs of these clients. Like, corporate America people are not cool. The world's cool. Like, this is not cool stuff for me. This is business. So my meetings are very business. I'm like, let me show you why this is good and what this does and why you get leverage against Walmart for retail media if you do this and what's happening on Amazon and like TikTok Shop. Like, these are business meetings. I'm animated like I am right now, but this is not about like show. I'm not trying to convince them. I'm not trying to like win the debate. We're having business meetings.
you said that you've changed the way you've talked to them. You've learned how to talk to them. So how have your pitches changed from when you first started Vayner to now?
I know all the dumb shit they believe in.
Give me an example. Give me an example.
An example before was like, well, this works. And they're like, I was like, hey, you should do Twitter and this is why. And like, if you do community management, they're like, well, how do we measure that? I didn't even understand what they meant. I'm like, it's common sense. This is good to like get customers to care. They're like, yeah, but the report, like, what's the report that says community management on Twitter in 2009 is ROI positive? I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, fuck, this is school. Like, oh, shit. MMMs and MMAs, like internal modeling, like all this fake shit. I didn't realize how many companies sell bullshit to Fortune 500 companies to justify bullshit behavior. So now I at least can talk about it. I'm like, how your MMM does, well, this, like I can talk to the acronyms, the rules, the way they actually work.
Gotcha.
They think in like lower cost CPM is good. I'm like, you do know when you buy shit for less money, it's normally bad. Like if you shop at Marshall's versus shopping at like in a boutique in Soho, you're getting worse stuff.
Yeah.
You should be paying higher CPMs for good shit.
Absolutely. You said in day trade attention that post creative strategy was one of the most important metrics that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Break that down to like the everyday person who's just a creator without them.
Every creator listening here should read every comment left on every piece of content and read every DM they've ever gotten.
Are you still in the weeds of the DMs?
Yes, but I can't read all of them.
Yeah,
I'm getting
can't do it.
10,000 a day.
Can't do it now.
I'm trying to use AI to get me summaries. What people have to say to me publicly and privately is the most important shit. I'm just a human and I can't outsource it either. I'm not gonna have my admin team do it for me and act like they're me. I read 5 hours a week,
Gary Vee.
10 hours a week of DMs.
Got the good
and
advice
comments
on the
still to
company.
this day. That used to be enough to get back to everyone. Now it's not even I'm not even in the game.
You got back to me 7 years later, which is fucking epic.
Tell them the story.
So I read Jab, 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 Right Hook, and I DM'd Gary as I was reading it. I forget what I even sent to you. And 7 years later, I get a message from him saying, sorry I missed this, hope you got it all figured out. And then you wished me a happy holidays.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, you too. Shoot my shot here. Do you want to come on a podcast? And then you go, maybe let me connect you with my guy. And then you put us in a group chat like 30 seconds later.
This is real life to me. Like listen, you guys know this. I'm super out there, right? I say a lot of things out there. I'm petrified to not live what I talk about. I would have the worst reputation behind the scenes. You mentioned Babin before we started the show or maybe on the show. I like when people ask about me to people that really know me. 99.9% of people don't really know me. Luckily for me, they do because I'm very much who I am publicly, but I get really happy knowing what's going on right now. Like right now, knowing there's conversations about me and the person that really knows me is blowing the other person's mind and telling them I'm better than they think I am. not worse. Because unfortunately, you guys are starting to live, a lot of people let you down. Like, don't meet your heroes is a real fucking thing. And not that I'm a hero, but I'm a public figure. I'm aware of that now. And so people are curious. And so like, I like eating my own dog food. I like telling everybody on this podcast to answer everyone. And I like that a human can tell them a story that is real. And that's insane. That like even is insane to me, even though I live it and do it like 7 years, like I'm in my shit. I'm in my bag. I live what I talk about, which is good.
Yeah.
I wish more people did that.
100%.
Something people might not know about you is that you won the lottery a couple times. Can
Yes.
you share that story?
Yes. Where did I just put that out? Was that in a, what is that, a Daily Bee recently?
We got a
we have an
Nice
inside
of sorts.
tip. We have an inside tip.
By the way, I've never won the big lotteries. I have won the pick 3 in New Jersey, 3 numbers, not the big 6. But here's what's crazy about this story. So I've won the lottery twice in like a significant way for me at that age. The first time I was 18, and I was thinking about I was living in Hunterdon County, New Jersey, thinking about Edison, New Jersey, where I grew up. And so much so that right before I went to my friend Brandon Warnicke's house, I stopped at the Krausers or the 7-Eleven and bought the phone number, pick 3, pick 4, 756-1407. And I'm literally at his house. I'm like, let's put on New Jersey 12 or whatever, where they do the lottery. And literally 1407, I played it box, not straight, which means it could come out in any order. And it was like 7, 4, 1. And then I jumped up off the couch when it was the first 3 numbers. And I was like 7, 4, 1. If this is 0, I'm going to shit my pants. 0. Explode, get in the car and drive back to Krausers to cash in my tickets. And won like, I think it was like $300 a piece. It's like $3,000, which was like $1 billion at the time. And then the other time I won was 963, another phone number of mine, and I watched it with my cousin Bobby. Basically, same story. I've literally won the lottery, pick 3, pick 4, 3 times in my life. I played it probably like 500 times because I did a lot from like 18 to 22. Because I was at the liquor store, and before, like, you know, before the drawing, you're just at the cash register, like, oh, let me put in a pick, right? Mm-hmm. I've won 3 times. I've watched myself win it twice. I've only watched the lotto on TV like 5 times. It's super wild.
That is correct. That is nuts. That's so funny. You preach so much about patience, but
Yeah.
I feel like you move quite fast.
Yes, macro patience,
Okay.
micro speed.
Okay, at the level that this company is at right now, you have
Yes.
1,000 employees across different countries.
2,500.
2,500. Okay, 2,500 employees across different countries. How do you still get them moving quickly on the things that are on social that are literally 72 hours, it's over? Like, how does that work now that it's grown to this size?
We have a team internally, and I myself still every day, if I see something. So for example, I realized 1-second videos on Facebook crushed. Instead of a photo.
Like today?
Like today, still works. You should do this.
Okay.
If you post photos on Facebook, don't make it a photo. Make it a 1-second video. It will get dramatically more reach. I will literally, when I'm like, wait a minute, this is working for me, then I'll go check Wine Library, BeFriend, like I'll check 5-7 sources. When I'm firm, I will literally go to my inbox, go to team at VaynerX, and literally email the entire company.
Let's get you some help. Stitch Fix. Online personal styling for your size, style, and budget.
That was easy. There's a reason professional leaders don't get invited to backyard barbecues.
What's his deal?
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm.
Hey, that's my hot dog.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Somebody once told me, you have to go through hell to achieve resurrection. Hallelujah.
They count on you when they're counting their blessings.
Mike, right? I will literally randomly email every employee, and the best part of it, all of what I have to say is in the headline, right? No grammar, misspellings. 30% of the company just started, so they don't know how to like read Gary. So they're like, what the fuck did he say? And I'll just be like, yo, 1 second.
And that spreads
It's
the
still
word.
family business for me. Even though we're a corporation now, I run it and I live it and I feel it like it's like a mom and pop thing.
Okay, now what does that mean to other people that are working at, starting their companies? I have like a 3-person company, so we're trying to make it the culture as we build it up. So I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, I think rule 1 is like, don't be a dick. Like nobody.
Dude, you got to work on that.
Yeah.
Like it's real though. Like you know what's funny about that? Like, and I think you guys will appreciate this. Like, don't be insecure. The only reason people are assholes is because they're insecure. Like, yes, we're aware that like kudos to you that you're like.
Hey, Hella Baker, thank you for the likes. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Flo Green Roots, for the likes. Appreciate it.
Don't do that. Like, don't think you're somebody. Like, humility is the fucking best. Like, be nice.
Keep tapping that screen, hit that share button.
People, at 10 people, at 20 people, everybody should know you inside out. When we had 50 to 100 people, I knew everything about everybody. I knew everything about everything. Like, we were all fucking in it.
How many people are now here in the NY office?
Since we're post-COVID, we have how many are supposed to be here?
Yeah.
Like 1,100. How many are here? 500. We don't have every day everyone in because we're out of real estate. We have to like address that next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's gonna be crazy.
What Braden forgot to tell you is that it was at 6, but because he's being a dick, it was actually at 3.
That's not true. This is bullshit.
I would really say that you have to understand the following. The number one way to build something big is to make the first 10 employees family. Now, that doesn't mean in fact, you should be firing a lot to get to 10. Because you're hacking it when you're little.
Hey, Lexi, thank you for the like.
Appreciate it. That were specialists or Swiss Army knives, and then
nobody knew anything.
You something special. Keep tapping that screen, man.
Today,
it's a specialist. Now it's
we're at
because
scale.
it's so big.
But like at the time, I was double fucked because like I needed generalists, but nobody knew anything. I was just hiring kids and teaching them. I was paying people to teach them. Like if you literally, if you go to the people that worked at Vayner in 2011, 12, 13, even like deep down, they'll tell you like, I fucking got lucky. Like I fucking got paid. and like I got paid. And this was 2012. Like people were getting paid 40K, 50K. It was a lot of like those numbers, but they're like, I got paid to like launch my career because by being at Vayner for those years, I became the expert of social. And look, I'm now the VP of this or the SVP. Like you go look at the LinkedIn profiles of the people that were here 11, 12, 13, 14. Like people are CMOs of fucking Fortune 5,000 companies. CMOs.
How would you seek out these great people that were at other companies to come help build what you wanted to build here and build this vision?
Word of mouth of people as we started growing. Like we'd hire somebody from an agency. If they were good, I'd be like, yo, who else is like you?
Start to build it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the cost of bringing on maybe a B or C tier player versus spending the extra money and bringing on that A player who really knows their shit?
It depends. For us, it was unique. Nobody knew. So I was looking for A, personality, A, work ethic, A, like homie, like your brother and sister and cousin. In fact, everybody who was supposed to be an A player agency-wise that I brought in all failed. They were too bougie. They were too in the old school. They were lazy. They were sizzle, not steak. I'm obsessed with being B player in like skill and like brain firepower and A fucking down for the cause.
Yeah, I love that.
You know what I mean?
Is it still right now, in your opinion, posting great content at scale? Is that the game?
Yes.
Is that what we're in?
Yes.
Okay.
And what would you say to somebody who's like, I'm only dialed.
And by the way, great content isn't judged by you. It's judged by the
market.
Organic views achieved. Not you spent money on paid media to amplify and like, it got 9 million views. I'm like, no, it didn't. You paid for 9 million views. It got is organic. And that's where people get fucked up.
We'll get right back into this episode, but I got to tell you what a pain Net 30, Net 60, and Net 90 are.
Dude, what are these brands on?
I have no idea, but I do have a solution for you.
Tell me about it.
Okay, so Hydrant is one of the sponsors of today's episode, and what they do is they pay you 95% of your invoice up front, so you don't even got to deal with it. They go after the brand. If they're not paying you guys, you don't have to worry because you got 95% of that invoice paid, and it's so easy to sign up. I recently just had this happen.
Oh, really?
90 days late on a Net 30. So we're waiting half the year. I mean,
120?
I don't even know what the numbers are, but we got to figure that out.
How have you been eating?
I don't know.
Did you pay rent?
I've been eating ramen. And you guys can sign up. It's so easy.
Esports. Let's see what's going on.
So do you anticipate being world class in multiple games?
I think so, yeah.
All right, I don't use
I
TikTok
actually
that
think
much.
Snap has the biggest
They're awesome.
upside of growth.
When a medical emergency happens,
Esports,
you want
baby.
help as soon as possible. Our new Advent Health Northdale Emergency Room has the healthcare expertise you can trust. With state-of-the-art technology, full-service lab, and diagnostic imaging,
All right, I don't use
I
TikTok
actually
that
think
much.
Snap has the biggest
They're
upside of growth if they just got Spotlight. If they needed to get Spotlight stories more like feeds that really work, because they got, you know this,
Right.
messaging, they 13 to 22, the amount of people that use Snap to text is extraordinary. But to consume content, people are not doing that to the level that I think Snap has permission to play.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That Spotlight stuff is, I mean, I think it's more on the come up now than it's ever been.
Yeah. Vayner Nation, how are you? I'm excited about this episode. I think we're going to be able to double click into a very creative and strategic brain. I'm going to let Cody introduce himself and give you all some context, and I'm going to poke and prod on some curiosities I have. And I think this is going to be a pretty important podcast for a lot of people, and you'll see why in a minute. It's a subject matter I talk a lot about, which is things like 30 years ago, nobody would believe that he is doing what he's doing for a living. You know, parents, we were taught like some of this stuff was not good and ends up being the best. And that has happened over time. It's happening right now with AI.
Believe it, man.
I'm scared. It's bad. It's going to be the best in a lot of ways. And you'll have some bad. And like everything, there's some good and bad. But Cody, I appreciate you being on the show, brother.
Of course, thank you for having me.
So tell everyone a little bit about like who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Cody Conrad, also known as Clicks. I've been a performer for Fortnite competitive professionally, also entertainer ever since I was 14. I kind of got in the industry when I was 14, blew up, qualified for World Cup, also known, Booga won World Cup.
Of course.
I qualified 5 times, competed in the World Cup, and honestly just been playing competitive since then. Now I'm 18. I'm also an entertainer, and I do all that stuff.
So take us back even prior to 14. So just to recap real quick, just want to make sure everyone contextualize that. Clicks is one of the great professional gamers in the space. 14 to 18, he's last 4 years has been really doing his thing in Fortnite and others. We'll go into in a minute, but the entertainer part is like what I want to double click into because, pun intended. Take me back further. So when I want to break down both the gaming and the entertainment part. When, prior to 14, did you have a sense that you were good at gaming?
Yeah, so I started playing video games, Call of Duty, when I was like 5 years old. I would like sneak in my brother's room. I had like a whole documentary. I would sneak in my brother's room, play Call of Duty, and like I was like, as a 5-year-old, I was pretty good. Right, I was 5.
Yes.
And years coming up, I kept on playing Call of Duty, got to CS:GO, got to Minecraft. I was like around 10 years old.
Yep.
And I was watching the FaZe guys, you know, New York House and all that. So looking up to them, I was like, I want to be that when I'm like 18 and 17, all that.
Yes.
And you know where I am now. So Fortnite got announced. Instantly played that with my brother. The first game I ever played, I won with my brother. This was back in probably 12 years old. And it was 16 to compete. So I was like, all right, I'm just doing this for fun. But I got really good. And then when they announced World Cup, they said 13-year-olds could compete, right? I actually was 13 at the time. So that got announced. I competed.
Where are you living at this point in your life?
With my dad in Connecticut.
Yeah.
With my dad in Connecticut. So I qualified.
And does dad like know that you're good at this point? Does he have a sense?
I didn't tell. All right, I need to say this story as well. So to make, to get a computer, I signed a contract with my dad to, if he got me a computer, I would have to pay him back within like 4 months, either work with him or pay him back in general. And I paid him back, I think it was like $1,500 in 3 weeks, I think, just off of me doing my stuff when I was 13.
Meaning YouTube videos that got ad revenue?
Honestly, just 1v1ing. You know, it's illegal now, but back then, 1v1ing.
Competing for money.
Yeah. Competing for money and all that
Way
stuff.
better than my concept of YouTube ads.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Pops was focused on teaching you the right thing, the value of money, of like, hey, you're not gonna be handed stuff, you gotta earn
Yeah,
that.
you gotta earn it.
Have you started to realize that was like a great thing for him to do for you?
Yeah, well now, like.
Sure, of course. At
Of
the time,
course.
you're like, fuck that, other people just get it.
Yeah, just buy it for me. I just need it. But now it taught me all that stuff. What are you gonna say? Sure, I was gonna say, well.
Oh, by the way, Pops is in the background. I'm like looking at him the whole time because I love that story. Because everyone listening to the podcast knows what I think about the pandemic that is entitlement. I think there are very few parents, unfortunately, even though
Who believe in
Scott
their
and
kid,
I, well, Scott and I grew up in an era where that was like the norm. Parents weren't just giving kids money. We fucking all did shit. So, but he's executing that to the next generation. That's pretty powerful. Go ahead, brother.
Well, for all the baby boomers, their parents always feared the things they couldn't understand.
Of course.
So what I wanted to do is break the cycle. Growing up in an Italian German family, it's like, I wanted to break the cycle. So that's when Cody came along and I said, he's really enjoying this. He's really enjoying this. Well, wouldn't you want to have a son that really enjoys what he's doing, have a lot of fun, playing with